never get away with this. You can't be serious. This plan is like something out of some contrived review series intro. And you know what else? I'm Broadway Neophyte, and this is Cats. We open in a moonlit junkyard, where the Jellicle tribe of cats is throwing their annual Jellicle Ball. There, their leader, Old Deuteronomy, can decide which cat will be reborn into a new life in the Heaviside Layer, which is a part of Earth's upper atmosphere that reflects medium-frequency radio waves, but here is basically cat heaven. The Jellicles explain their diverse traits to the audience in an opening number that's pretty catchy and memorable, even if it turns into kind of an incoherent pile of rhymes toward the end. Listening to this, you would almost think that like 75% of the musical was just going to be a parade of random unrelated cat descriptions. That's exactly what it is. This is because the majority of the lyrics are lifted from Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, a collection of whimsical standalone cat poems written by T.S. Eliot for his godchildren during the 1930s. Some of these poems adapt pretty well into quirky, adorable musical numbers, like the one about Jenny Anydots, a kind of old Mary Poppins cat who teaches mice to crochet and beetles to tap dance. Or the routine by Mungo Jerry and Rumpelteazer, a team of mischievous literal cat burglars who enjoy stealing food from humans and destroying their furniture.
We have an extensive reputation. We make our home in Victoria Grove. This is merely our centre of operation, for we are incurably given to run.
However, other songs make an attempt at being hip and modern and definitely suffer for it. The Rum Tum Tugger is supposed to be this cool, rebellious 70s rock star that all the lady cats love, or a 2010s style rapper in some recent tours. But the creators insisted on using lyrics almost straight from the poems, and the closest thing to a cool rock star among Old Possum's practical cats is a fussy house cat who won't eat the food he's given and doesn't know if he wants outside or not.
The Rum Tum Tugger is awful and blowing. The Rum Tum Tugger
doesn't care for a cuddle, so I leap on your lap in the middle of your sewing, 'cause there's nothing I enjoy like a horrible mother.
I really feel that this song would have benefited from accepting that maybe T.S. Eliot just didn't write any poems that would fit a cat version of Mick Jagger, and making this one of the songs with original lyrics instead. Maybe a rebellious rock star cat would live under a stage catching mice and sleeping in a guitar case, or be the leader of his own band of alley cats who played different instruments at the Jellicle Ball. The possibilities are endless when you don't try to force an existing poem into a completely unfitting sequence. There's also the Rumpus Cat, a sort of legendary figure portrayed in a play, in which his fearsome appearance stops two warring tribes of dogs from fighting. There are a lot of cool design possibilities in cat-related mythology, like maybe this character could be modeled after the sacred cats of ancient Egypt, or the first cat created from smoke, flame, and stars in a Persian legend. Instead, the creators chose to dress him as a comic book superhero with laser eyes, which, like the Rum Tum Tugger, is an awkward juxtaposition of modern pop culture and charming old-fashioned lyrics, and also reminded me about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which is unacceptable. Finally, there's Grisabella, the shabby elderly cat who all the other Jellicles laugh at and call names and don't let her join in any Jellicle games. She sings Memory. Everybody knows this one.
Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was.
While many of the concepts for cats are pretty cute, there are only so many cats you can watch appear, sing a song about who they are, and then recede into the background before you kind of lose your will to live. Toward the end, there's finally some conflict when Macavity, a master criminal cat whose poem is based on Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, Professor Moriarty, shows up to kidnap Old Deuteronomy before he can choose which cat will go to the Heaviside Layer. After a brief fight with the Jellicles, Macavity escapes with their leader and is nowhere to be found.
You ought to ask magical Mr. Mistopheles, the original conjuring cat.
And in the very next song, Old Deuteronomy is found by the summoning abilities of Mr. Mistopheles, a cat magician who we've only just met.
And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles.
The emotional impact of these events is significantly lessened by Old Deuteronomy only being gone for 2 songs, kidnapped by a villain who's just been introduced, and rescued by a hero who's also just been introduced as a deus ex machina. This could easily have been fixed by having him get kidnapped earlier in the show, like maybe as the Act 1 finale. Then we'd get to see the cats we met in Act 1 in action as they searched for him, fought off Macavity's underlings, and helped Mr. Mistopheles learn to control his powers. Maybe Skimbleshanks could sing his song about his knowledge of trains as he gets the cats on a train to provide transportation, or Mungo Jerry and Rumpleteazer could sing about their acrobatic skills as they break into Macavity's hideout. Instead, it feels like the entire kidnapping conflict is over as soon as it starts, and way too much of the show is spent introducing cats who are never relevant again. Anyway, Old Deuteronomy can now choose the cat who will ascend to the Heaviside lair. He allows Grisabella to tell her sad story to the others, hoping to gain their acceptance. Grisabella is their only shot at their show having a breakaway pop hit, the Jellicles change their minds and support her being the cat to start a new life in Cat Heaven, a choice that Old Deuteronomy agrees with. She goes to be reborn in a pretty cool looking sequence, and Old Deuteronomy closes the show by singing about how cats will only treat you as a friend if you have food.
Friend, some little token of esteem is needed like a dish of cream, and you might now and then supply some caviar or Strasbourg pie.
Okay, that's pretty true. No. Because you abducted me from my home without warning. The songs of cats range from decent to pretty severely annoying. The poems vary widely in how well they adapt to music, and several are just kind of awkwardly spoken and thus not very catchy or memorable.
Jellicle cats have cheerful faces.
Jellicle cats have bright black eyes. We like to practice our airs and graces.
And wait for the jellicle moons to rise.
The best song is probably Macavity the Mystery Cat, sung by Demeter, Bumble Arena, and the female ensemble about our villain.
And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known. I might mention Mungo Jerry.
I might mention Griddlebone.
Are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls the operations. The Napoleon of crime!
The music fits well with the rhythm of the poem, and I also just love the idea of a cat running a crime empire and constantly evading Scotland Yard.
When a crime's discovered, then
Macavity's not there!
Look, I'm a big cat person. I was super into Warriors when I was younger, I still play Nico Atsume in the year of our Lord 2017, and I would happily give a home to any stray cat that needed a loving owner. Yeah, totally. Making me dislike a musical all about cats is like throwing a rock at the ground and missing. But despite the talented cast, elaborate costumes, and choreography that does a great job capturing the look and movement of real cats, nothing can shake the overwhelming feeling that Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats just does not adapt well to a stage musical. The story is incredibly underwhelming, and many of the musical numbers feel awkwardly shoved together. Like the show was cobbled together from dark, powerful sciences and magics not of this dimension because no one was around to tell Andrew Lloyd Webber that can and should are not synonyms. I will say this, a major TV channel will probably attempt to do Cats live at some point. It's light, fluffy, full of dancing, has next to no plot for casual viewers to worry about following, songs could be cut without ruining any important plot points, and there are like 6 million cats for potential guest celebrity casting. They want shows that are like a big fun dance party, and nobody parties harder than Andrew L.W. I'm the Broadway Neophyte, and what if I wanted to open tuna cans for you? I have a nice warm house. It's not a bad place for a cat. And you don't seem like a bad cat. I'm a great judge of character. So? What if I threw in some squishy mice toys?